Bet that, never gotta sweat that. You could 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 bet.
Okay, hey guys. Well, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is kind of impromptu. I had a couple things I was going to put up, but I've decided to go with this video today. Today is an ode to my aspiring and rising girl bosses. This is to us. This is to addressing our doubts, our limitations, our fears, and finding methods to overcome them. I'm kind of a self-help junkie, so I'm constantly reading words of affirmation, positive thoughts, things in regards to flexing my spiritual gym and insight. So I just kind of wanted to talk about like fears. I think one thing that has been holding me back a little bit is this timeline I set for myself. I have this timeline on goals and dreams I wanted to do. Last year this time I was like, I'm going to build a website for my, girl boss business, and I just couldn't, and I kept doing research. I'm like, I just gotta do a little bit more research. I just gotta, read this one more thing, watch another video, see how this other person did it. And honestly, I was stunting my own growth with like collecting all this research and making sure I made the accurate decision and really pinpointing and being really precise in regards to like doing the work. But in reality, me just taking all that time to do research, at one point I had reached the threshold of all the information I could have gathered, and I was really just stalling. And I think I was limiting myself because I didn't 100% believe in myself, even though I had seen the steps and the footsteps and the paths taken by so many people I aspire towards. And then like another year passed, and I had samples made like 2 years ago. And this year, by God's grace, I'll be dropping the product, building the website. But I just want to say, it's okay. Take a deep breath. Think. Take a step. One time in vacation Bible school, so many years back, there was an analogy made about vitamins. And it was about how if vitamins need to be taken daily, and if you skip taking them daily, you can't just make up for it at the end of the week or at the end of the month. For example, like, oh, I didn't take my vitamins on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. On Thursday, you can't take 4 vitamins. It just doesn't make sense. I think that's similar to building a business. It's about daily steps. It's about building habits and systems that allow you to progress. You know, when a baby takes his or her first step, the parents are like, oh my goodness, she didn't really go that far. They celebrate each victory. And I think being a girl boss and defining myself as that, I'm really claiming that title. I'm so hard on myself. And I'm so hard on my timeline, and I'm so hard about like 30 under 30, you only have X, Y, and Z more years. Instead of really appreciating where I've come and my craftiness, my efficiency. I was gonna build a website, and I found this template that I loved, and it was like $180. And I was like reaching out to the girls, like, are you guys doing any Black Friday deals? Are you doing any Cyber Monday deals? Because I understand that people set their prices. I was just curious because I wanted to do something like affordable. So like, if these sales are coming up, let me just hold off. And she wasn't doing any sales. And her site, while it had the aesthetic I was looking for, it didn't have the features I needed. So I moved on, and I just sat. around and I put all my eggs in this one basket, and the basket kind of fell through. So now I'm looking at other options, and it's like, you know what, Abby, like, pat yourself on the back. You did research, you reached out, you like sought out and communicated with people. They gave you the answer, and even though it wasn't the answer you wanted, you pick yourself up and you dust yourself off, and you're moving on, and you're still going to do what you need to do. Like, there's always a back alleyway, there's another street, there's other ways to get to your final destination. I was of course reading a book. I was reading Jen Sincero. She's like author of the acclaimed You Are a Badass and You Are a Badass with Money. And then she has a book that came out like in December of last year called You Are a Badass Every Day. And one of the quotes from the book goes like this: "Here's a moment before we give up or start rationalizing our way out of staying the course, or begin to dip our toes into the sea of temptation that I like to call the moment of truth or the moment of poof." Essentially, it's a moment between, okay, I'm realizing that this is going to be harder than I thought, but I'm still going to go forward with this idea, this path, or the moment of proof. I'm realizing this is harder than I thought, and I'm giving up. And so don't let hard times or disappointment make your moment of truth become a moment of poof, and your ideas crumble. So to all my girl bosses out there, I'm with you, I support you. Keep researching, keep your head up, answers are out there. Google is your friend. And don't fret small and humble beginnings. Everyone starts somewhere. And I don't want this video to be very, very wallowy, so I'm just gonna give a few gems on how I stay motivated in regards to starting my business and staying the course. One thing I do, I follow really inspiring people on Instagram and social media. When someone has a great quote in their Insta stories or on their page, I just screenshot it. And sometimes when I'm feeling down, I just go to my phone and I take the screenshots and I read them to myself, and I stay encouraged and motivated. Let me find one and read it out loud to y'all. Like, here's a good one that someone saved from Henry David Thoreau from the infamous or famous Walden Pond. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. So it's not only the journey, but it's the evolution of yourself from point A to point B. And then like other ones I have is, some of them are like kind of like gangsta, like facts about me, I'ma get it done regardless. And those are like fun. And so that's one thing I do. So following great people on Instagram that keep me inspired. Another thing I do is, again, reading lots of books, a lot of self-help books, a lot of memoirs of people that I, admire, and following their paths and their footsteps. Usually paths are already blazed and trails have been blazed. All you have to do is, go on those trails and, widen the path. Keep the door open for the person behind you. And then finally is podcasts. I love listening to empowering podcasts by women who celebrate other women. There's like Boss Girl Media has a podcast. There's Secrets of Millionaire Women by Wall Street Journal. There's a Work Party by Jacqueline Johnson. There's a plethora of resources out there there's The Accidental Creative, which is like a 10-minute blurb that I listen to like on my way to work. Really keeping my mind inspired and refreshed with insight. Like, all these bosses have had pitfalls and valleys and peaks, so don't doubt yourself. We got this. I'm rooting for you. She's rooting for you. That person behind there, they're rooting for you. We are all in this together, rooting for each other. Oops. Congrats. So, yeah, keep that in mind. I think I will end off with a quote. I have quotes on my board. Let me go grab a quote. Cause I see my vision board. I can see my vision board from like right where I'm standing. Okay, this is a cliche one, but I'm gonna say it anyway. The dream is free. The journey is sold separately. So dream big, friends, peers, future girl bossers. Leave down below in the comments your thoughts, your opinions. Do you have any podcasts that you listen to that inspire you? Do you have any books that should be in the arsenal of every girl boss that you know? Do you have any limitations? Do you have any resources that like, hey, try this? Leave your tips down below. When one person succeeds, we all succeed. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Take care and God bless.
That never gotta sweat that. You could bet that never gotta sweat that. You could bet